Hey, what's going guys? Aimbot here, and the only thing I've been kind of thinking about a little bit is the next generation consoles, and exactly the impact upon Call of Duty and first-person shooters in general. Um, my main curiosity on this subject is exactly what is it that you can innovate on first-person shooters? Because at its very core, you can't really get much better at pointing and shooting, which is a big is pretty much the big feature, within first-person shooters, is being able to have a game be very smooth, be able to shoot very good, you know, and map design. Like, what exactly is it that you can really do better on that? It's almost like, Madden football or something like that. You can't really, at the end of the day, it's the same game. There's not much you can change about it. I mean, the only big innovations I could see is if they jumped, that franchise or any other first-person shooter way into the future and had some very creative weapons. But besides for that, what exactly innovations can they actually make with Call of Duty? And one thing that I think that would be really huge for the series, and the one thing I think we will see in the next generation, or at least I'm hoping you'll see, is the ability to create maps. Now, some of you guys might see, I'm not sure on the new Far Cry, but on Far Cry 2, it had a very, very extensive map creation. Like, anything you saw within that game, you could create. I know some people created the Eiffel Tower. It was very, very in-depth. Now, I don't know if you guys can imagine this, but imagine that Call of Duty, like the developers made it so that they had a map editing system or one you could build from scratch, and you could basically take anything from in their map designs and create it elsewhere. You could create all the old maps back again. You could create new maps, and then that, I think, would be the very future of Call of Duty, because it seems like to me that the issue that I have with COD is that it's just after you start to figure out maps, it just becomes really, really repetitive. And if you have an addition of a lot more new maps, then maybe that kind of ends the repetitiveness. It also brings in the whole, create, customization feature where, like kind of like Minecraft has, and Halo to a certain extent has. That's what I think the Call of Duty franchise needs. And I think that that would be something that would be so fun and so great, and some way to implement the those maps into the playlist. I don't know, how just like a certain one that's only user created maps, and they add like 10 new ones each week that are really well balanced. Like, I think that would be wonderful. But I also think that with those maps, I think that they should make them like unranked, or they should do something with them, because I think that some people would create unfair maps or unbalanced maps or whatever. But I don't know if that's an issue, because there were plenty of unbalanced maps through COD history. Like, I think you could definitely count Bog up there with one of those. High Rise would be another one that you could just really butt fuck the other team. So I don't know, but that's what I think will be the next innovation that you'll see from Call of Duty. Now, I could be wrong about this, but I really don't see that there's any other innovations you can really make. I mean, you can make the game prettier, you can make it bigger, you can do all that type of stuff, but I think that's the only real feature that you can really add to the series. You got theater mode, you got a game that runs really smooth, you're going to have a game that runs really beautiful on the next generation console. What beyond that can you really innovate on? Unless you go really far into the future, I think that's about the only innovation you're going to be able to get from first-person shooters, if I'm perfectly honest. I'm perfectly honest, you can't do that much more with first-person shooters. It's just point and click. I mean, that's what a first-person shooter is, and I don't really see them really expanding on that. I think that they should also go further than just creating a map creator. I think that they should do something with the guns similar to that. That could be something that could be really innovative, like a gun creator or something like that. Um, but like I said, that's about like what I would like to see. What would you guys like to see? What do you guys think would be the next great innovation that they could bring to the franchise?